What's up, everybody? I'm back. Sorry about yesterday. I just wasn't feeling very good yesterday, so I had to take a day off. Anyway, my next topic is going to be compassion and how to show it. So, what is compassion? Well, compassion by definition means sympathetic, aka caring, pity, and concern for those suffering or misfortune of others. So it's basically the same as respect. So ways that you can show compassion is practice active listening by giving your full attention, putting down screens, look at the person in the eyes, focus on them, show them that you're being attentive. Turn down your phones. Be respectful while they're talking, like you would want done for you. Ask questions to understand somebody's feelings without judgment. I know that's hard. We're all judgmental. Some in worse ways than others, but we all are. Offer practical help, such as helping with chores, running errands, helping get kids on the bus, or babysitting them while the parents go out and take a break, stuff like that. Be supportive during difficult times. This is also trying to teach people how to be loyal to each other as well. I mean, a lot of people preach about loyalty and how they've never had anybody be loyal to them and stuff like that. Well, you guys listen to these videos and actually put forth the effort with each other, things would start getting better. Validate their feelings. Let them know that they are valid and accepted, even if you don't agree with them. That's also part of being loyal, and showing them support, showing them that you actually do care about them. Communicate kindly, and if you make a mistake, apologize sincerely. This is also another way of starting to be mature. Emotionally and all that. You guys want to sit there and say all the time that you're mature adults, so on and so forth. Well, I'm sorry, but based off of what I've seen, not as much as you guys think you are. Be encouraging. Say things like, I'm here for you. Don't say that you're always there for them, because none of us are actually always here for somebody. We're all gonna die eventually. Something might happen, or they're gonna piss you off enough to the point you never want to talk to them again. To me, that's not loyalty, and that's not really caring about them. It's like I said, it's kind of like the original wedding vows. Till death do us part, better or worse, richer or poorer, sickness and health, for better or worse, all of that. Say things like, you got this, instead of telling them, oh, you can't do this, No, that really, how do you want to be treated when you're talking about your goals in life or your plans and stuff like that? You want them to be encouraging towards you, right? You want them to accept what you want to do yourself, so practice that amongst other people, especially those that you claim to care about. Say things like, you're strong, you're intelligent, you're kind, you're wonderful. Be respectful. Practice forgiveness. And mind you guys, this is not just coming from me, but also my resources online. So I'm researching this stuff too. That's not just based off of my feelings. That's based off of other research from other doctors as well, from actual doctors. Don't believe me? Google it yourself and find out. Express gratitude. Show that you're grateful and happy that you have them in your life. Show them you value them. Put yourself in their shoes, just like you would want them to do for you. Put yourself in their shoes. Try to picture yourself in their situation and be like, yeah, I can understand why you did things the way you did. I'd probably do the same thing. Something like that. Accept limitations and boundaries. You know, like personal space, or I don't want to be talked to like this. I don't want to be called ugly. I want people to actually listen to me. I want people to actually show me they care. You know, those are kind of boundaries that you need to accept, especially if you want a friendship to work out, or a relationship, or even a marriage. I mean, anything, really. Avoid judgment, especially the negative judgment, like, oh, you're ugly, or oh, you can't do this, or, you know, stuff like that. Avoid that. Or, oh, you're doing this to be selfish, or, oh, pity poor you, blah, 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 blah. That's being negative, judgmental, instead of actually showing the person you really care about them in a positive way. Applaud for their success, you know, say, you know, it's baby steps, especially for those with depression like me. I've had a hard time, like, there's times I'll have a hard time doing my own chores, or getting up in the morning, or, you know, it's the little things for me, and that's part of the reason why I was always like, yay, I got the dishes done today. You know, I patted myself on the back because I knew what it took for me to actually do it. You know, now I'm getting better at doing it and stuff like that, but I do know what depression can do to somebody because I've been down that road. Again, I even have paperwork to prove that I was diagnosed with it, and it was severe, to the point that all I thought about was death, because I figured nobody would care anyway. And even if they do, they're not really showing it to me. So, like, people can say they care about you all they want to, but it's a matter of actually being actively active in your life, and, you know, checking in on you, being like, hey, how are you? You know, I don't even want a funeral anymore for myself. I just want to be cremated, because for one, I already know people aren't going to show up anyway. For two, even if they do show up, it's going to be like, oh, Shannon, I'm so sorry for how I treated you, or I'm so sorry for this, or I'm so sorry for this. You were such a good person. But yet, none of you guys could have shown me that while I was still alive. Nah, I don't want that disrespect at my funeral. Cremate me, throw me in the ocean with the dolphins, let me be happy, and rest in peace. So anyway, basically all of this boils down to is definitely treat others the way you want to be treated. Did you like it when you were cheated on? No. Then don't cheat on the other person. Or don't cheat on somebody yourself. I am a full believer in karma. And I really am. Now, whether or not people will actually notice it when it hits them, that's a whole other story. So just treat others how you want to be treated. You know, bring back the old days, guys. I mean, seriously, open corridors for people. Learn to communicate with each other before it's too late, because nobody's promised tomorrow. Nobody's promised the rest of today. If you forgive somebody, actually tell them that you forgive them. That way they know. Otherwise, we're just going to sit in limbo and be like, yeah, they never cared. Because, you know, you guys want to sit there and be like, oh, you accuse a lot out of me, this, that, and the other. Well, if I'm wrong, then prove it. Please, prove it, just like you would want done to you. I mean, that's all it takes. Like, quit letting technology take over the dang world. Start caring about each other more. You know, we can't be replaced. Your money can be replaced. Your houses can be replaced eventually. Your cars can be replaced eventually. Jobs can be replaced eventually. But your family and your friends and the people you claim to care about can't be replaced. So keep that in mind with how you're treating each other. Keep that in mind when, you know, just show compassion. It's funny because, like, they have these videos, and I'm sure some of you have seen them, where there's a homeless guy on the street, or he's acting to be homeless, but yet he's actually a manager for a big company. And he was sitting on the street to see who had compassion and who didn't, who was willing to lend a helping hand to him, somehow or another, and who wasn't. And that person that had the compassion was the one who got that job, or got offered the opportunity for that job, because that's what he was looking for. Keep that in mind. I mean, it can happen, and you just never know. So anyway, this is all I have on compassion today. My next video is going to be on how to set healthy boundaries without seeming rude or hateful towards one another. But it also goes along with the fact that the other person you're setting the boundaries to has to also accept them, you know. And sadly, there's things that I'm still working on when it comes to that. But at least I'm self-aware, right? And I'm doing my best that I can. As much as I hate that certain people are out of my life anymore, unfortunately, there's nothing that any of us can do to make them want to come back. You know, we've all lost loved ones. We've all been through something. We're all looking to be loved, cared for. Just start treating each other better. Like, seriously, stop abusing people. Stop hurting them. Stop calling them names. You guys do any of that and you continue to call yourselves mature adults, you're just as bad as a kid anymore. Honestly, you really are. So anyway, take what I have to say seriously, especially if you're here to actually learn from me. And if you actually do want to work on making yourself a better person for the ones around you. And again, it all boils down to also practicing what you preach. And, you know, but yeah. So my next topic is going to be how to set healthy boundaries with respect and kindness. Thank you guys for listening. You all have a wonderful day. And please remember, just be kind. Just like you would want done to you, especially if you're going through a rough day too. You never know what people are going through. Thank you.